In this episode, we're going to be talking with a marketing company out of Ohio. It's been about 4 years. This gentleman is an amazing expert at what he does, and he's going to be telling us about three tools that we can use to leverage our growth. And I can't wait for you to hear the conversation that we're going to be having with Anthony Milia of Milia Marketing. Let's go. Anthony, welcome. It's so good to have you. How are you? How have you been?
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm doing great. How are you?
Awesome. We're doing fantastic. It's always great to have some experts and some, killer folks like you on this kind of a show to talk through some of the things that can help our listeners to grow quickly and to find, find opportunities for getting more clients. So why don't we maybe start off by talking about who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Anthony Milia. I am the owner of Milia Marketing. We are a digital marketing firm located in Cleveland, Ohio, and we specialize in a few primary services, which are e-commerce development, social media advertising, Google Ads, and local search engine optimization. And we do this for a wide range of industries and clients. So anyone from your local landscaping company to law firms, to consulting firms, retail like furniture stores,
Mm-hmm.
or chiropractors, dentists, distribution facilities, to all the way to Fortune 500. So anyone from your local mom and pop that might be a $500,000 in revenue, to multi-billion-dollar organizations.
Sweet, I love it. And so talk to me a little about how did you get to this point? Like, did you always wanted to do this, or how did you get to where you are now from a marketing perspective, if you may?
Yeah, so I always had, I think, the entrepreneurship bug in me, where it all started, back in college, where I studied entrepreneurship and marketing, and that's where I got two of my degrees at Kent State University. Um, During that, my senior year, we had to start our own business, which I ended up not starting a marketing agency. I ended up starting an auto detailing business, and I pursued that detailing cars out of my garage, knowing that I wanted to start my own digital marketing firm. But the reason why I didn't start it in that class is because there were already two other students that were doing digital marketing. So it was kind of frowned upon to have a third student doing it too.
Right.
So upon graduating, I figured it was the best opportunity to start out on my own venture, and I had nothing to lose. It was the perfect time for me to fail fast or to learn quick, and that's exactly what I did. So, starting out, getting into digital marketing, I knew I wanted to work remotely and being able to travel when I wanted to and be able to work from anywhere. And also just digital marketing in general, it gives us the opportunity to learn about all the different backgrounds and businesses in different industries. So I enjoy being able to visit business organizations on site and getting a tour of their facility, learning how they started the business, the pain points that they're going through, and how I can help them, get to that next level.
Nice. That's awesome. And you mentioned just you kind of got bitten by the entrepreneurial bug, and you started off in something completely different from what you studied, essentially. But you were able to apply some of those skills, and then sort of just shuffled your way around. Okay, I want to start doing digital marketing. I want to help people to level up on their marketing. That's really cool, and that's really what we're trying to do with this podcast for our listeners. A lot of them are also just coming out of study or just trying to figure out maybe what they are going to be doing with their business, right? A lot of them are also non-tech savvy, and they really want to understand, like, how do we do this? Like, I don't know how this works, or what do I do? A lot of the ones you mentioned in terms of the industry, a lot of those are listening to our podcast. And we want to dive right into, obviously, we like sharing tools that work, and we like connecting with experts and master users who know how to use these tools, that can shed some knowledge and drop some bits on how we can, you as a small business person or as a non-tech savvy business owner, can then leverage the use of this tool. So we're going to talk about some tools, and I understand that you've got a few tools that you know how to use very well. So tell us a little about the tools that you wanted to kind of wrap our discussion around today, and essentially, yeah, let's just go into right into what the tools are, and give us some background on these tools.
Sure. So the tools that I wanted to talk about, there's actually three that you have the option of using,
Hmm.
which is Loom, there's Dub, and then there is Vidyard.com. And for today's episode, I'm going to primarily focus on Vidyard.com, but they all essentially do the same thing, which is being easily able to record video or screen share and send it through an email.
Hmm.
You can have call to actions within that video that you record. You can track the amount of time that people watch the video, so you can start using it within your sales process or your marketing campaigns or landing pages, or just for educational purposes. So if you want to feature a video on your website on the homepage, then you could start to see, okay, how long are these people engaging with my video? Is it 50% or is it 75%? And why are they dropping off at that percentage?
Cool. So it's Loom, Loom, right?
Correct.
And then the other one is Vidyard. So that's Vidyard. Is that right?
Correct.
What was the other one that you mentioned?
It's dub.com, D
Okay.
as in dog, U, B, B.
Okay, so DUBB. All right, cool. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knows how to find those. So these are three tools that can really help you to quickly move things forward in terms of your growth. Who do you say these tools are suitable for? Who are some of the best prospects for using this kinds of tool, if you may?
Well, I think anyone within training or that is a small business. So,
Yeah.
there's a few different buckets or people that can use these tools. If you're training anyone, if you're educating anyone, if you are a salesperson or in business development, right?
Yeah.
So, any of these roles can use these tools to help them move forward or to become more efficient, and it's just a different way of communicating too. And I think we're also used to doing email or phone calls, and now we're getting used to Zoom conference calls. But communicating through email with a video that's very easy to make and can get your point across better, might help you, get to the next step in that sales conversation.
Nice. It's really nice. I think I've seen one example of that. We have someone who communicates to us, and they use video to just sort of just push a message through. But that's pretty cool. So before you actually started using this tool, one quick question I had was, what did you used to use before then? Like, what do you used to use before you got to sort of master the usage of these tools?
Yeah, what I used before was just simply email or picking up the phone. And I started to realize, how do you become different in this environment of emailing your message and trying to get that point across? Um, and I found that this tool was beneficial because sometimes it's very difficult to get your point across within just a written email. And it's easier to just speak for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, record a video, and it personalizes the message as well. So I could, click record right now, send the video within an email. It's different. I could have a whiteboard saying, "Hey, Ricardo," and have the thumbnail within the email, and it gets you to open that video and listen to it. And then I get notified that you listen to the email, or sorry, you listen to the video, and then I could follow up again knowing that you listened to the video. So
Oh,
as
that's
you can
pretty
see
cool.
how it works now with sales, there's a few different ideas that you can use with it, is getting people that never reply to your email to listen to your video because they'll be more inclined or attracted to it because no one else is doing it.
Hmm.
Um, you can do it as a pre-meeting or a pre-appointment process, to where if someone books an appointment on my calendar, within 24 hours from the appointment, they get an email saying, "Hey, Ricardo, I'm really looking forward to our meeting tomorrow. I'll be on time, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about X, Y, and Z." So
Right.
it just personalizes it one step further, and it kind of prepares them for the meeting again. Um, and then after, so now you're talking post sales, where after that appointment takes place, you follow up with another a personalized video saying, thank you so much for attending the meeting with me. It was nice learning about your business. As we discussed, next steps are A, B, and C. So you just kind of continue that conversation and just, it's different. And I think that's something that's underutilized.
Yeah, so it adds more flavor and color to your communication. And you mentioned something about just sort of using it in email. And now it sounds like it's the primary way to use it, but are there any other ways or anything else that we can actually do with these tools outside of maybe just pushing it through an email? It's just recording a communication or a message and sending it through email. Are there anything else that we can do with these tools?
Yeah, absolutely. The other way to use it is just on your website in general. So now with Vidyard especially, you can record a video, you can
Mhm.
feature it on your home page or service page or a contact us page, and you can add call to actions within that video. So for example, if you wanted to do a 60-second company overview of
Mhm.
who you are, but halfway through you put, do you want to join our newsletter? And in order for them to finish the video, they have to enter their email address. So now you get the idea of what kind of call to actions we can add to these videos, and perhaps you add that to the end. So if you create a video for a service-based page or a product page, and at the end of the video, you know that they watched it all the way through,
Mhm.
and at the end, a call to action or a form pops up within the video saying, enter your contact information if you want to have a discovery call,
Mhm.
or enter your contact information if you want to request a call back and hear from us. And it's just another way to engage your visitor. Again, something that isn't being done as often because people are using more, YouTube videos on their website, which is fine because videoing
Yeah.
helps the experience on websites.
Yeah.
But this is just another way to use it.
Sweet. I love it. And so it's really about engagement, whether it's you do that through email or you do that on your website, like the opportunity to engage your clients more or your customers more will really lend itself to you then moving the needle and start growing because now people are realizing that you're engaging in a different way that's it's not like traditional, and they want to then like feel motivated to then respond to those engagement. I love it. That's really cool. Now, you mentioned about we talked about email, how we can use these tools in email. We talk about website. Can we integrate this with other tools? Like, is there ways to integrate it with other tools, and what are some of the tools we could integrate it with?
Absolutely. You can integrate it with your CRM. Typically, it can work with most of the popular CRMs like Salesforce or HubSpot. And then there's other tools that it can integrate with, like Zapier or a few others that are slipping my mind. But most of these tools, especially Vidyard or Loom,
Hmm.
can definitely be integrated with other platforms to make your system and your process more streamlined and have your tools talk to each other.
This podcast is sponsored by MeisterTask, the most intuitive task manager on the web. MeisterTask is an easy-to-use project management tool. Makes it easy and fun, colorful to get all your projects managed in one place. As an entrepreneur, I use MeisterTask to help me manage all of my projects. I can drag and drop different tasks. I can assign key people to the task. I can set deadlines and schedules and enjoy just beautiful colors while I do that. If you are interested in trying MeisterTask, go to meistertask.com DMT tools. That's MEISTERTASK.com/DMT tools. And you can sign up for a free trial when you upgrade to the pro plan. So get started for free today, and invite your team members and get productive together. Nice. And it's important as because and for listeners, the idea that you have all these different tools working in harmony, it's really looking for the integration possibilities, right? So you want to make sure that if you're going to discover this tool and learn how to use it, like you want to ensure that it has the capability to then integrate to like the CRM, or you use Zapier. We talked about Zapier in previous episode, around Zapier being that connector to the tools, ensuring that you're not having to go into all these different places to use the tools. But the idea that you can connect this tool or these tools with your CRM is really good, because then that's a nice place for you to centralize a lot of the engagement and the feedback that you're actually getting.
Yeah, I
So
agree with you.
yeah, and listeners who are interested in using this tool or these tools, like what should they do? Like what should they do, and how should they kind of get to use this? Are these free tools? Is it like freemium, or do they have to pay for it? Can you share some information around sort of the how do you get access to these tools?
Yeah, I believe all three are free. So they have a free plan. And
Hmm.
then if you want more features, you can obviously pay a monthly subscription to them. That would allow you to do more things. So really, it's as easy as going to their website and choosing the platform that works best for you. Now, I think if you're looking for a tool that allows you to track, watch time and add call to actions within the video and maybe have more integrations, then I would suggest Vidyard as the number one option out of the three,
Hmm.
because they've been around for several years. They are a growing company, and they're just being that dominant platform within this space. And they have a lot of the integrations. It's easily able to set it up and integrate just within your email in general, but it also has like a Google extension where you can just click on the icon and press record and start the video from there.
Nice. It makes the whole thing easier, the whole process easier. So just for listeners, it's three tools we're talking about: Loom, LOOM .com. So M as in Mary, actually. So Loom.com. We also talking about Vidyard, VIDYARD.com. And the other one was Dub, right? We're talking about Dub, DUBB.com as well. So that's pretty cool, and these are all freemium, so you can have a free plan, test the tool out. And I always say in this podcast, don't be afraid to discover and explore your curiosity. Like, don't be afraid to do that, because discovery, that modality or mindset to just want to be curious about things and discover stuff, is really a big part of growing, right? Because you're only where you are now based on what you've known, the knowledge that you've acquired to get to this point. But if you want to get to that point, which is a separate point from where you are now, you need to know more to kind of move you. And so if these tools are helpful for you, you should check them out, because I think that's going to be a good thing for you to leverage your opportunity to grow. So Anthony, staying in business for years is not easy, and we know that as entrepreneurs, right? There's always these roller coaster moments, and it's not a straight line that we ride on. How have you done it, though? I would love to hear, how have you done it, and what would you say has been your best experience today?
You, you know what? I don't know how I've done it, but but really, the first year and a half, maybe 2 years, were very slow. And keep in mind, I've only been in business for 4.5 and going on 5 years,
Mhm.
coming up in September 2021. Um, so the first 2 years, it took a long time to get everything situated. And like myself, I was self-taught with designing and developing websites. running social media advertising. So I was looking at courses and certificates, figuring out my system and process for everything, writing proposals, getting the portfolio situated, and getting my name out there. So attending networking events and conferences. But over time, how I've been in business and kept staying in business is just delivering good work. And actually, to make it more simple, is that we deliver. So get it done right the first time, get it done on time, and over deliver beyond the client's expectations. And people just keep coming back. They don't leave because you're providing what they're asking for, whether it be more leads or better performance, and just improving that client experience with them too. Because in our digital marketing agency space, a lot of clients leave other marketing agencies because of X, Y, and Z. It could be they didn't deliver, they poor communication, turnover at the agency. So they come to us or they switch marketing agencies because they want to have a better experience, knowing that they had a bad taste in their mouth before, and trying to make it right with them.
Nice. So that's great though, and I think there's a lot of lesson that we can take away from what you've said. Even if we're not in marketing, and you may be running a small business, and you're just looking for opportunities to grow, it's always about the results, right? It's always about what's that end game. What does that end game look like for the customer that you're serving? And if you can focus on that experience, and tools like the ones that we're talking about can help you to create that experience that you're looking for. So it's kind of like envisioning the end, and then sort of figuring out what do we need to do to get that end result, and that's what you've been able to do. So that's really awesome. Is there anything, Anthony, that I didn't ask you that you'd like to share with us today?
I do want to cover one more comment based on your previous question, is just to show up every day within your business, and how and identify how you can improve 1% every day, whether it's personally and professionally or one or the other, and you'll get to that, whatever your goal is, you'll eventually get to that. So identifying any bottlenecks or how to become more efficient and effective at what you do, showing up every day, waking up early, just getting things done. So identifying, your to-do list and your must-do list.
I
Because
love
I
it.
know you can easily get caught up in the busy work and avoiding the important work, as I catch myself doing that all the time. It's like, I don't want to do this. I'd rather,
Yeah, yeah,
I'd rather do something that doesn't move the needle. And you start to learn that, right? So you start to, really break out that list of productivity, figuring out what's holding you back.
yeah.
And just really, if you focus on improving yourself or your business 1% a day, you'll get to where you want to go.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a lot of knowledge nuggets you're dropping on us, and we really appreciate that. I mean, I love how you say, well, like do this plus 1% per day, and that's pretty cool. So my last question to you then is going to be around. I'm always interested when I meet folks like yourself to know like what books are you reading and what kind of podcasts are you listening to. So talk to us a little about the books you're reading and the podcasts that you listen to.
Sure. So I'll start with the podcast. And the one podcast I'm currently listening to is called The Customer Service Revolution by John DeJulius.
Hmm.
And John is a best-selling author. He's a global keynote speaker and a thought leader in the customer experience space. And it's just really interesting to hear his perspective and the people that he interviews on client experience, customer service, and how to improve that within your business. So that's one of the ones that I listen to right now, and I kind of fluctuate from others as well. Regarding marketing, like I think it's called Entrepreneur on Fire, um, and a few others. I actually can't remember the names.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
kind
cool.
of
That's
when they
cool.
pop up in my phone. Um,
Yeah.
Regarding the books that I read, So I used to aim for a goal to read 2 books a month, and I've been starting to fall short of that goal. But the one that I'm currently reading at the moment, and actually rereading, is Elon Musk by Ashley Vance. And it's really just a story on Elon Musk, how he started his entrepreneurship journey and got to where he's at today. And now he's a household name, and in the news all the time with what he's doing with
Yeah.
SpaceX or Tesla, or Starlink. So there's a lot going on with him, and I just really enjoyed learning about his journey on starting PayPal, selling it, his work ethic, and that's one of the books that I admire. The second book that I'd like to comment on is Delivering Happiness, by Tony Say. I think I butchered his last name.
Tony
Uh,
Shea.
Tony Shea. He recently
Yeah.
passed away, but he was the owner and founder of Zappos.com,
Yeah.
which was purchased by Amazon, I believe. And I think that was one of the early books that I read, and I'm continuing to reread just because all of the gold nuggets in there, talking about how do you surprise and delight your customer, and how do you make them come back. So within my business, I focus a lot on client retention, and how do I always and keep improving that client experience as well, because it's a lot harder to get a new customer than it is to keep one. I think I got that
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool. So you're reading Elon Musk, and you're reading the is it the happiness
yeah, Delivering Happiness by Tony Shea.
delivering happiness, and you're also listening to the customer service revolution, right? The
Correct.
podcast.
Correct.
Pretty cool. Wow. So yeah, that sounds pretty good. I haven't heard that podcast, so I definitely want to check that out. Um, well, listen, man, it was really great having you on our show today. I really appreciated just meeting you, getting to know you, and just kind of just seeing how you do your stuff. Um, and so I want to thank you, and definitely don't want to make this the last time, because we would love to have you back at some point to talk some more about some tools. So certainly good to have you, and thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
All right. Awesome, man. That was Anthony Milia of Milia Marketing, and we really enjoyed this conversation. I hope you did too, and made some notes around some of the tools that you could use to rule and control your growth. So excited to know that we could be of value and help. Until next time, folks, don't forget to choose a tool to help to control your growth. We'll talk soon.